This might end up being a two-part video because I don't want these videos to be like super long, and a lot of stuff happened in 2016. I didn't realize that it was that busy of a year, but a lot of stuff happened in 2016. When I said Amberlynn knew that I was secretly talking to my ex, she did not know that till me and Dana broke up. And that's because I had told Dana about it. When we broke up, I don't know why, but she told Amberlynn. It was the day before I went to come here. I was literally at the pharmacy getting the prescriptions I was getting, and she called me when I got in my car. She just said it. She was like, "You were talking to such and such the whole time that we were together?" I was like, "No, it wasn't the whole time we were together. Obviously, Dana told you that because she's the only person that knew that." And she denied it. She tried to say that Dana didn't tell her. I was like, "Well, I've only ever told Dana." And she just kind of tried to skip over it, try to figure out what I was doing, and I just kind of tried to end the conversation. So starting in January of 2016, we got Twinkie. Our rent included water, and that was it, and that was right at about $1,000. So I mean, and we were at the assisted living facility, and I was making like $850 or $875, and she was making $825. So it's hard to live off that, but we did it. Amberlynn did manage our money very well. I really don't understand how we were able to do everything that we would do, like going out to eat so much, going to Walmart so much, still being able to pay all of our bills without worrying about anything. But then I also think about, I didn't have a car payment. I only had like insurance, and we had our phone bill, and then rent and water and lights. So we went to Walmart incredibly too much. I really don't understand why we went to Walmart so much. I know that she talked about me gaining weight at one point. First of all, when I was a freshman and sophomore in high school, I was like 100 pounds soaking wet. Hard to believe, for me at least. But I was a scrawny little thing. I always had an issue with my period. My cramps were so bad that I would black out. I was hurting really bad one day, and I had taken some stuff and I couldn't take no more, basically, and it was still hurting. So I liked to get in the shower and like sit and just let the water hit me, and it kind of helped a little bit. Well, I blacked out in there, and I don't know how long I was in there, but it freaked her out enough to where we made myself an appointment, and I got put on birth control. My birth control made me put on weight like crazy, and I just like put it on so fast, and that's when I quit. And then I've slowly just gained weight over the years more. I'm a really picky eater. I eat good things, but I'm not that concerned about all that right now. Amberlynn did have a very bad attitude, just in general, just with anything. Like if she wasn't kind of getting her way, if it just wasn't going the way she wanted to do it. Like this was as long as I've known her, not just when we were together. And even after. So Amberlynn started Weight Watchers again in January. We started hanging out with, that's when we really started hanging out with Libby. She was 15 at the time, and that was our roommate's, her little sister. Now I've known them pretty much my whole life. That's when we really started hanging out with Libby a lot. And that's also when we met Nick. Now you guys saw Nick in a couple of videos towards like the end. We met him at a Chinese restaurant. He literally just came up to us, said, "I have crippling anxiety. I try to beat it every day. Can I sit with you guys and just talk?" And we ended up being at the Chinese restaurant for like a few hours just talking. And I asked him where he lived, and I knew exactly where it was at. So I was like, "I'll take you home. It's no big deal." Like I wasn't worried about it. He seemed all right. That's also when we started eating at that Chinese restaurant we met Nick at way too much. I swear we were going like every other day. I was still having issues with the acid reflux, and they tried to say that it was me eating a lot, like eating out a lot. And so I tried not to, but I mean, we did a lot, so I couldn't really do too much about it. I just tried to take Tums as much as I could. It's ridiculous. And about me riding the carts in Walmart, I rode them when I was with her because she was embarrassed riding them by herself. So she would make me ride one too to make her feel better. She goes through a vegan phase. It didn't last very long, and towards the end of it, she was just eating Fritos and Oreos because technically they're vegan. And this is also when we decided to move to Kentucky with my mom. Essentially, it boiled down to I just wanted to be there. Also at this point, Amberlynn only had 2,000 subscribers. Libby's age and the relationship we had with her. I know some people try to say that Amberlynn had a thing for Libby. She did not see Libby like that. They were just very close. Amberlynn did get some kind of infection in her eye because she shared makeup with Libby. And then the bra scandal. I don't think she even has these bras anymore, but the bras that you guys would always give her crap for wearing, she only had 2 of them. I don't remember how many she said she had, but she had 2 of the same exact bra because it was the only one that she liked and it fit her, whatever it was. She had them for a long time. She did have student loans. When she started working with me, about 2 or 3 months after she started working, they started to garnish her wages for it. So she ended up calling them and setting up a payment plan with them. I think this is when Amberlynn had talked about, I think someone asked her about who she would want to propose, like if she wanted to or if I wanted to, and she was saying hopefully I would want to. I never proposed to her because we literally fought so much, and I wasn't sure if we would ever truly be happy together, like because there was just so much fighting and tension. We'd have good times, but the bad times were starting to outweigh the good times. Her aunt essentially just became very upset with her and blocked her on everything because she was never sticking to any diets, and she was constantly basically self-destructing herself. You know, she was constantly, and I mean, she's still obviously dealing with that now. So I said, I swear we went to Walmart more, or we spent more time at Walmart than we spent at home. This is also when she started making her soup, chili, everything in a pot, goulash stuff. I did not ever really try these. That was gross. Amberlynn talked about being nervous about living with my mom because she liked living on her own, didn't want to be under someone else's rules, wanted to do what she wanted to do. Trying to move everything in. I think Amberlynn had, her foot was swollen at one point. I don't think she actually hurt it. I think she said she did, but I don't remember the second word to that. So, you know, I don't remember what is the actual thing for that, but she called it a heel spur. It was not what it was. I think that her foot was swollen from the altitude of driving because we had to drive up a mountain in Tennessee, come back down, and then go back up a mountain. So I think that that's what made her swell. And then another thing with being at my mom had it wasn't a clawfoot bathtub, but it wasn't like a normal bathtub. I don't know how else to explain it. You see it in the videos a lot. Amberlynn did not shower the whole time we were at my mom's. Did not like the bathtub. She refused to even try to get in. I think she was having a hard time getting her leg over it. It was the thing, because it's pretty high sides. And she just basically, you know, whore bathed. You know, she washed her hair. I'd help her wash her hair over the shower, and she just kind of washed with washcloths and wore plenty of deodorant. That's what she did. I said, Amberlynn wants to go to the hospital over any and every little thing. I don't know, could just be anything, and she'd be like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And she was kind of becoming a hypochondriac, and I had to just be like, stop. At one point, she talks about how she's not going to ride the scooters anymore, that she needs to stop, even though she was complaining about her foot hurting. She was just too embarrassed to ride them in front of my family. This is also around the time my mom and Amberlynn start getting into a lot of spats. They started arguing quite a bit. Amberlynn's she's very set in her way or no way kind of deal. And she doesn't care, like, if she disrespects you, basically. Like, she really just does not care to have respect. Like, we were at my mom's house living with her, and she still was, you know, like, I don't know, if it had been the other way around, I was not going to try to argue with her mom, you know, like, it was like a respecting your elders kind of thing. Even though you're not a child, you should still respect your elders. And my mom was also very stubborn and very argumentative as well, so it was a lot. I really wish Alexis could have met my mom. I don't know, my mom just would have loved her. We took my mom to the Cheesecake Factory. We were all excited about the cheesecake. That was when the Cheesecake Factory obsession began, you know, like, we were just going so much. I never watched her videos when we were together, or even after we broke up. I just didn't, you know, like, when we were together, obviously, I was living the video. I didn't think to go back and watch her stuff, so some of the stuff that she would lie about, that she admitted to, whatever, that I'm letting out, I didn't know that was going on. I didn't know what she was telling you guys. When she started doing the mukbangs, when my mom was around, my mom really just didn't understand it, and I think they got into spats about it sometimes. So I think that's why she ended up only doing it basically when she was home alone, or if it was just me and her or whatever. I noticed a lot too that Amberlynn in her mukbangs would be like, well, I don't really like this that much, but then continues to eat it anyway and eat like a lot of it. Like, I'm like, if you don't like it, I don't know about you, but when I don't like something, I'm not going to touch it again. I'm not even going to attempt to be like, well, it's food. No. She says at some point that we're going to take the cats to the vet, and that we've taken Wasabi to the vet. I never took these cats to the vet. Wasabi came with his shots. We did end up taking them to the vet. It was after me and her broke up, because I remember me and Dana were together when we did it. So the whole time we were together, we did not go to the vet. I know she said that we did, and I didn't realize she was telling people that. So Amberlynn said something about being scared to be at the movie theater a lot. We went to the movie theater so much, it was getting didiculous. You guys kept saying that she had diabetic sores. I don't know. They were mosquito bites. I have scars all over my legs from mosquito bites. Amberlynn didn't want to get a real job. She only wanted to do YouTube. You also see her vlogging in the car a lot without me being in there. It's because we would go to, it didn't matter if it was Walmart, whatever store we were at. When we were done shopping and we were deciding to leave, it was me at the checkout with everything, and her going to the car and sitting and waiting. Let's just...
Welcome to another mukbang video. I made this food. I put the cooking instructions for this soup, just using things I had in my fridge and pantry as usual. For this creamy tomato soup, look at this, yummy. And then we have some cheesy grilled cheeses and diet Pepsi We got a mixture of regular and diet, and I was just feeling the diet today. Depends on my mood. Beauty sip. So grab something to eat, have dinner with me. And we're gonna start with this one here at the bottom. It's probably hotter. A little crunchy. Actually, I'm just gonna pull it apart. Just like, you know, American cheese slices. My favorite for this kind of meal. I'm nervous. Beauty bite. That is delicious. Wow. So tomatoey. You guys like the setup? I've been cooking all day. Getting back to cooking. I made a whole chicken, made some rice, tomato rice for Salah. I was craving it. So yes. So last night for our movie night, well, we watch a movie almost every night before bed. We watched so hot and delicious, yummy. I love the cheese slices because they're tangy and they're creamy. So we watched Scream 6. Salah loved it. We both love horror movies, but I found it, I mean, I don't know. I grew up with the original, right? I was a teen when the original Scream came out, so I feel like a bit of a movie snob. I mean, it was okay. It was entertaining, but I haven't seen any of the sequels, actually. I think just 1 and 2, maybe. And in my opinion, 1 is the best, obviously. And then it has all the 90s, you know, like the new movie has, I won't ruin it for you, but, I mean, it does have Courtney Cox. And it does have, it does play Red Right Hand by Nick Cave. Is it Nick Cave? Yeah. It does have that song that played in the original. I wish they would come out with a good remake of, or like new movie for Nightmare on Elm Street. Because in my opinion, that's one of the better horror movie franchises to have ever existed. So creepy, so campy, kind of funny, like comedy. With Freddy's one-liners. No, like, welcome to prime time, B. And then he kills like this girl with a TV. I always found that hilarious. So yeah, I need to get more clothes like this. I should have got more from like Pennington's before coming back here. And if I ever go back for a visit, I think I will like definitely stock up on clothes. 3 whole tomatoes in here, so getting my vitamin D for sure. Without my glasses, I just look blurry. Kind of look like an alien face. My eyes are like this way. I'm getting tired of wearing winged eyeliner, so I've been using shadow. I had a few that my mom would make me. I didn't like meatloaf at the time. And I think, like, I hated her meatloaf because she always used saltine crackers and put a cheese slice. And now I love that. Like, now I could eat that all day. So I guess her tastes develop over time. Like, is there anything you didn't like as a kid, but now you love it? I mean, for me, that's one of them. But the things I used to like as a kid, definitely, like with my, you know, shows after school, like Blossom and I think Saved by the Bell, maybe. I can't remember. Like, those kind of shows. But, like, there's a piece of cheese. I used to have Campbell's tomato soup with milk. Made with milk. You can use water or milk. My mom would put milk. And I would have a grilled cheese with, like, Kraft singles. Another thing I loved, and it's, like, still one of the only ways I really could eat eggs a lot. It's called dip egg. My mom used to make something called dip egg. So she would take a slice of toast and cut it into little strips. And we had these little egg holders. And she would put a soft-boiled egg in it, crack the top, scoop out some of the slimy stuff. And then I would dip my toast in the egg. So it's a really fun way to eat the egg, you know? And what else did I like? Campbell's soup. Campbell's long noodle soup. I called it long noodle because it had long noodles. Campbell's long noodle soup with bologna sandwich, or letter meat sandwich, like macaroni and cheese loaf meat. I've talked about it many times. One of my favorite lunches, meals ever. And I think like cream of wheat. My mom didn't buy breakfast cereal much, but she made cream of wheat and like oatmeal a lot. Wow. There's no point in me putting the view of the ocean as the background of my videos because the sun will be behind me, and the sun for the ultimate lighting should be in front of me, right? So it might look not good quality if I do it that way. But I did film us going down to the beach area, crossing the busy streets, which was hilarious. So I'm working on editing many things. I'm still editing the museum video. There's so many little intricate things in there, and I'm trying to like weed out things that I know you guys just will think is kind of boring, and I'm trying to make it interesting with different music. So it's just taking me a long time, and I just find that I just not having really the time to, you know. So we're still fixing up this place, and we want to do like a reveal and everything like that. So that's coming up. For now, yeah, I finished my meal. I'm pretty full. 3 grilled cheeses, but the slices of bread are smaller than what I'm used to, so they were like thin, and I didn't eat anything today. I was so hungry, you know, cooking all that food for Salah, and then I'm like, don't have any, because there was like a lot of leftovers. And I gave Harry some chicken. I have to upload the short video of him eating chicken. He holds it with his little hands, and I make sure there's no spice on the chicken he eats, but he loves chicken, he loves eggs, and sometimes it's good for him, the protein. I like to give him fresh food where I can. Anyways guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
I wanna live in freedom, I wanna dance with my demons, I wanna drink for no reason, and celebrate every season. Yeah, call my place the kingdom, 'cause I got what you need.
Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like what you see, please buy my merch. Link in the description below.
Let's get some.